Hey, how you doing? Today we're making New York City style onions and sauce for your hot dogs, just like they make in New York City, in Manhattan. You know, it's like Sabret's, Coney Island, all that. So what you do is you start out with some onions, you cut them up real nice and nice. That's your first step. Cut up your onions. Alright. After we chop up the onions all nice and nice, we're gonna add a little bit of oleo to the frying pan. I prefer cast iron, and I prefer either using avocado or olive oil. You're gonna take the onions, plug them into the pan, just like that. Bada boom. And stir them up a little bit. Get them all nice and caramelized. Oh, it's delicious. When you make this recipe, not only are you going to save a lot of money because you're making it yourself, but it's good, healthy, and it reminds you of New York City style hot dogs. Just like they do in New York City. Oh, I love it. Brings back a lot of good memories. Silly. It's a funny little recipe. Funny? What do you mean funny? What are you trying to say? I'm here to amuse you? Actually, I am here to amuse you. That's what I do. Alright? Once you fire it up on the medium heat, you stir it around, just keep it stirring. Like I said, you want to get it nice and caramelized. I prefer to put in a punch of salt. Punch, pinch, punch, what'd you say, punch? Punch of salt. Keep on stirring. And you want to stir it in there for about, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 minutes. And you're breaking it down. What you're really doing is you're breaking down the onions, okay? Alright, beautiful. Then I'm going to add some of the sauce. I just use some generic tomato sauce. Any sauce will do. Heh, you can even use tomato paste if you want. That works too. Maybe turn up the heat a little bit. Get her stirred up real nice. And once that's heating up, I'm gonna go grab some more spices. We'll start off with a little bit of celery salt. Gives it a nice little healthy flavor. And of course, don't forget the garlic powder. Garlic salt, garlic powder. You just want to make sure you got some garlic in there. Nice and nice. And the magic secret ingredient is cinnamon. That's right, cinnamon. Oh. Never too much. Stir it up all nice and nice. There you go. Bada boom. Alright. Keep it stirring. Stir the pot. And then we're going to hit it with a little bit of paprika. Boom. Stir that up a little bit. I'm going to have to turn up the fire a little bit. There we go. I turn it up silly. I tell you, silly. Just like Jimmy Toontimes used to do. I'm going to go get the papers. Get the papers. That's right. And now for the final ingredient. Well, not the final, but before the final ingredient will be cayenne pepper. I just put a little bit. Put a little spice in your life. How you like that? And the final ingredient will be some more salt. Another punch of salt. Get it nice and salty. Delicious. Oh, you know what I forgot? Hey, you don't want to forget the black pepper. This one you got to be careful with. Boom! Alright. Stir that baby up and you let it simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. Now, a lot of the pushcart vendors will use ketchup, and I prefer Instead of, I'm not using ketchup, I use the tomato sauce, so I'm going to use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. You want it to get that zing going. And for sure, the apple cider vinegar will give you the zing. Just like that. Ah, it's so good. I tell you what, this brings back some memories. One time this guy robbed this truck down in Jersey. Went right through the toll booth. No stopping, nothing. I read it in the papers. Alright. Now I'm going to let that simmer, like I said, for about 5-10 minutes. And I'm going to put this on top of its screen so it doesn't splash all over my range top. Just like that. Now when I'm done with this, I like to let it sit in the fridge for at least a week. You don't have to worry about it because you got the vinegar and the salt in there to preserve it. Yeah, it's like a preservative. Forget about it. I think it's time to do a little taste test right now. Oh, mon ami. It's like I'm in Manhattan on 5th Ave. Oh my goodness. You got mon ami. Finger licking good, I tell you what. Oh, doing this, I like to sporadically stir it. Keep stirring the pot because you don't want the onions to stick to the bottom, you know what I mean? That's no good for you. If it sticks to the bottom of the pot, you gotta keep stirring the sauce, if you know what I mean, okay? There you go. Just keep it going. Now, when you're doing this, I wouldn't get too concerned about the measurements. As long as you put those ingredients in there, you throw 1 onion in there. Let's see, a can of tomato sauce, some of the spices, about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and the rest is history, man. That's what we got. Of course, your herbs and spices are in there too. Very good. Let that rest. This is too much. The smell's killing me. I was gonna let it sit for a week, but I think I'm gonna boil up some hot dogs, get that going, and have a little sample. So what I did is I put some water in the Dutch oven here, put it on high, and let that start. The thing with this recipe is you got to be very careful. You go feeding your friends at poker night this, you're never going to get rid of them. So just be careful. Now, in order to get your water to boil faster, a little trick Grandma used to do. Throw in a punch of salt. Just like that. It actually heats up a little quick. This sauce is pretty thick, I gotta say. But if you're running into a problem where it's not thick enough for you, you just throw a little bit of cornstarch. That's it. They're nice and thick. Like I said, city style. But this appears to be thick enough, so I'm not gonna add the cornstarch this time. No, I'm not kidding you. This stuff's lethal. It's the kind of stuff that'll make you want to smack your grandma. Not literally, but it's so good. If you invite friends and family over for this, for the barbecues in the summer, it doesn't matter. It's comfort food too for the winter time. Oh, Maron a mi. You're never gonna get rid of them. They're gonna come back for more and more and more. And that might be just what you want. Family. It's good to spend time with family. And what does family and food have to do? Food brings family together. Oh, I miss my family, my grandma and my grandpa, and everybody used to get together back in the old times. We don't do that anymore. People, they gotta take time, smell the roses, you know what I'm saying? Nobody does anything anymore. It's weird. They want to sit there and play on the cell phone and play video games. Hey, let's go eat. Let's go have some meal together. Okay, now once that's all broken down, I'm gonna attempt to put this into a mason jar. So, I got a little funnel going here. Hopefully it don't make too much of a mess. Put it in the mason jar, you could eat it over and over again. Yeah, I think that funnel's a little too small. I'm just gonna try to scoop it in. Work out too well, so I had to improvise. I took a little hacksaw and I fabricated this. Let's see, so you can see what I'm doing here. I just cut off the end with the hacksaw. Just make sure you rinse it out and get rid of the little plastic pieces. You don't want to have any of that going in your food. Hey, Look at that. It's starting to go in. Just like putting things in the trunk of the Cadillac, you know what I'm saying? There we go. Fill her up. Get that all full. All right, and there you have it. Now you got onions and sauce for weeks. Good to go. You can put it in the fridge. Just take the cover off, nice, and you're good to go. Very good. We'll throw in some of these dogs. Get these boiled right up. And then we put them on top. Put the sauce on top of the hot dogs when it's done. Beautiful. Now, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you like and subscribe and tell your friends. Yeah, even tell your enemies. And remember, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Have a great one, guys.